Aloha Kauai. Here's our daily COVID-19 briefing from Team Kauai for Tuesday, May 5th. Our cumulative number of confirmed cases remains at 21, and all cases have now recovered or left the island. This means we have no confirmed active cases of COVID-19 on Kauai at this time. Kauai's tally of cases and other information on COVID-19 can be found on the Kauai Emergency Management Agency or KEMA site at www.kauai.gov/COVID-19. To view the total number of positive cases across the state, please visit hawaiicovid19.com. The daily count on this site is updated at noon every day. Happy Cinco de Mayo, Happy Boys Day, and Happy Teacher Appreciation Day. I think I speak on behalf of all parents when I say that we have never appreciated our teachers more than we do these days. This has been a very strange and stressful time for our keiki, and you continue to be a constant in their ever-changing environment. Thank you for being innovative, flexible, and patient in your efforts to keep instructing and engaging our students. You're such an important figure in our children's lives. Mahalo for all that you do. If we take a quick trip down COVID-19 memory lane, we'll recall that when this pandemic first hit our state, we implemented several mayor's emergency rules to help our county combat COVID-19. Before the governor's statewide stay-at-home order was implemented, we started a nightly curfew from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. here on Kauai. This was our way of encouraging people to stay home and limit unnecessary travel. We knew we were in it for a long road ahead, and it was important that we protected the limited resources of our emergency responders and medical staff. Our concern was that our first responders could be easily overwhelmed, and we needed them to be prepared for a marathon, not a sprint. And it worked. With your help and cooperation, we were able to reduce the number of calls for service and ER visits. AMR reports that from March 20th, when the curfew was put in place, to May 4th, calls to dispatch for medical service dropped by 41% from the same time last year. KPD reports that in the 2-month period from January and February of this year to March and April of this year, the number of reported traffic collisions have reduced 57%, and the number of OVUII cases, or operating a vehicle under the influence, has decreased by 64%. And our friends at Wilcox Hospital report that admittance to the emergency department was reduced by 38% in March of 2020 as compared to March of last year, and dropped 52% in April of 2020 as compared to last year. Additionally, trauma cases in April of 2020 were down 35% as compared to April of 2019. So our goal to reduce the workload of our emergency workers in anticipation of a possible spike in COVID-19 cases was achieved. And that's because of all of you who diligently followed the rules and simply stayed home. The fact is that our marathon is not yet over. We have many months ahead of us in our battle against COVID-19, and if we don't remain vigilant, the worst could be yet to come. However, we can all agree that right now we're in a good place. And for that reason, I've taken your feedback to heart. We've consulted with our emergency management team, including the leadership of KPD, KFD, and AMR, and we're comfortable that emergency rule number 2 relating to a nightly curfew can expire tomorrow, Wednesday, May 6th. As a reminder, the governor's stay-at-home order still remains in effect, and our travel outside of our homes should be limited to essential needs only, regardless of the time of day. Further, Kauai County Code Section 22-1.3 makes it unlawful for any person under 18 to be out between the hours of 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. on weekdays and midnight to 6 a.m. on Fridays and Saturday, unless accompanied by a parent or guardian, or where the minor is traveling to work or has an emergency. At some point down the road, if we see another spike in cases, we may need to revisit the nightly curfew to help preserve our first responder resources. But if we all continue to work together to stay home as much as possible, we're confident that our nightly curfew is no longer a necessary tool in our fight against COVID-19. As we discussed yesterday, we expect Governor Ige to release his Emergency Proclamation 7 today, which will allow the conditional reopening of a number of businesses, nonprofits, and government services. Today's updated list of allowable businesses, as detailed in the Governor's 7th proclamation, is Phase 1 of what is anticipated to be a 3-phase reopening. At this point, we have moved away from the categories of essential versus non-essential businesses, as we know all businesses are important to our economy and community. Moving forward, we are working with the Governor's team to identify businesses and activities that would be considered low, medium, or at high risk of spreading COVID-19. The allowable businesses announced today are in the low-risk category. These specific low-risk businesses include non-food farming and landscaping, florists, auto dealers, car washes, real estate, apparel and electronic stores, shopping centers, pet grooming, and wholesale and warehousing operations. Food courts can operate, but only on a takeout basis. In order to resume operations, all businesses must implement rules relating to social distancing, masks, frequent disinfection of surfaces, and emphasizing delivery and curbside pickup where applicable. Nonprofits, healthcare, and social assistance agencies can open with safety precautions in place to protect employees, clients, and visitors. For detailed guidance, please see the Governor's website at governor.hawaii.gov/emergency-proclamations. We will also continue to post all of the Governor's emergency proclamations at www.kauai.gov/COVID-19. Some of the continued safeguards being recommended, no matter what kind of activity is proposed for reopening, include the following. Physical distancing of 6 feet between people and to close off areas where distancing is difficult. Masks shall be worn by all customers and all employees in businesses as recommended by CDC guidelines. High contact areas like door handles and counters should be frequently and thoroughly cleaned and disinfected. Where appropriate, businesses should use curbside pickup to keep customers outside. Employees shall be trained on hand washing and encouraged to frequently hand wash and use 60% alcohol sanitizers. Ensure restrooms are stocked with hand washing supplies and are cleaned and disinfected regularly. Finally, there should be signs reminding people about physical distancing and other rules. Again, Phase 1 of allowable low-risk businesses and subsequent guidelines can be found by reading the Governor's 7th proclamation online at governor.hawaii.gov/emergency-proclamations. We anticipate more details from the Governor on what businesses and activities may be allowed in Phase 2 and Phase 3, and we will continue to discuss that in detail as we are updated. Finally, today we have received reports about increased visitor activity at visitor attractions around the island. This is unfortunate. Stay-at-home orders are still in effect, and the last thing residents want to see are people taking selfies at the Hanapepe Lookout. I want to thank all of you who are continuing to sacrifice and exercise restraint by remaining at home. Our culture of taking care of one another and helping to keep each other safe has continued to protect us from this disease. Visitors disregarding our stay-at-home orders are offending our culture, just like someone who doesn't take off their slippers or shoes when they come into your house. KPD will be enhancing enforcement to remind our visitors that stay-at-home orders are still in effect. Thank you for continuing to hold everyone in our community to a higher standard and for setting the example of how we do things in a way that is right and pono. We're going to get there, Kauai. Let's continue to work together to make forward progress, which means, please, stay home as much as possible. Refrain from social gatherings or public outings. If you must interact with people outside of your home, maintain a distance of 6 feet of separation and wear a mask. Do not leave home if you're sick unless you're seeking medical attention, and then only after calling your doctor first. Wash your hands frequently and clean surfaces often. Stay informed and connected during this time of social distancing. We'll continue to post updates on our official County of Kauai Facebook page and on our Kauai Emergency Management Agency page at www.kauai.gov/COVID-19. The Centers for Disease Control is updating its website regularly. For more information, please visit coronavirus.gov. Not everyone has internet access or follows the news, so please help to keep your loved ones informed. Kauai, we can do this. Hang in there. Take care of one another. God bless and aloha.